Alright guys, welcome back. Today, we're going to do something different. We're actually going to show you a tactic. So, honestly, the post-patch has been a bit of a weird one, but I've seemed to find the balance. Now, the 4-4-2, I started to go away from it a bit, but with the changes to this patch, honestly, something completely different has happened. It is perfect. Probably one of the easiest 16 wins I think I've had in a long time. This was just super simple, super easy. I got 2 silly losses after going 5-0. My head just went a little bit. I really kind of tuned this down a little bit, and I went on an absolute streak. So it would have been like 9-1, whatever kind of thing, or 11-1, sorry. Went on a little run there as well, and then obviously gave away the last win, because that's what you do. You be a good person. Now, let me show you the tactic. So super easy. I'm actually going to build the tactic with you to show you what I used. So I was on here as well, and I kind of start off balanced. That's what I always do. So when I head over to your tactics, this is what I had. And now I'll show you some things you can change. Width defensively, for me, I actually struggle switching between players. I think it's something that's just been broken since the start. But on here as well, you can have it at 45. But if you also struggle switching, 42 for me gives you enough width between the whole defense. That's one thing that you really struggle with. A lot of people use, obviously, the really narrow width, like the 1 with 71 defending depth. You're trampy. You're disgusting. I'm just going to tell you the honest truth. If that's what you use, go away. Nice and easy. That's all I can tell you. I'm going to be completely honest with you. 52 with this 60 depth is perfect. This 60 depth still allows you to push so much higher up the pitch, still press. 52 width means your guys are already kind of in engaging areas. For some reason now, your players have to be close to someone else to press. They don't just press on their own, which is why the 71 depth is dead. That created them to press on their own. And if I'm honest with you, still pressure on heavy touch, after possession loss, all them, constant pressure, I'd still stay away from them unless you're chasing the game, have a tactic set up for constant pressure, and then, yeah, that's slightly different. But as you say here, these two, absolutely perfect. I don't really think you need to do anything different to that. I am somebody that likes balanced on this, but fast build-up play is also ridiculously broken. You can use that if you're somebody that you know. You tend to allow people to really kind of come onto you a little bit. If you want to change, if you play with the depth a little bit lower, then yeah, fast build-up's good because then you can counter a little bit. For me, I have direct passing because that allows me, as soon as I win the ball, because I'm naturally a little bit higher at the pitch, direct passing, everyone knows what they're doing, they're going. That seems to be the one that works best. Balance just allows me just to stay comfortable, but direct passing, that's the one. You don't really need to change too far away from that. And then the offensive width. This is where it changes. So, I used to always play either a little bit narrower or really high. 55 is absolutely perfect, and I'm going to explain to you why. So when I do my instructions, you'll see it'll all start to make sense. I'll kind of tune them all back in, and I'll really make you feel like, okay, I understand why he's done it. So we're going to play with our wingers. They are going to be staying wide. We want that pitch to be super wide. Now, listen, you can go crazy. You can throw this up to 71, anywhere from 55 and higher. 55 just allows me balance to go back to my defensive width. It means my players don't really have to move. I'm always kind of in and out of shape, whether I'm out of possession or in possession. That's where I find it comfortable. A lot of people just try to do whatever they want to do and go crazy with it. I just don't think it's as necessary. I generally think this will give you complete control and balance. There's things that you can do if you do go crazy high on width or crazy narrow on width on here as well. That, oh yeah, it's broken in that moment, but how are you getting out of that situation? This one here, you're already creating that comfortable. You're used to playing in these channels, in these areas. That's why it's important. Because you may have a broken one side, but you can't use the other side of it because it's so far apart. Remember before the patch, the main thing was you can't really have 15 different. You have to be 15 different from your width defensively and width going forward to even allow them to change in and out comfortably. That has changed slightly. You can actually use it now with a little bit lower than 15 or anything lower than 15. Anything over 15, you really struggle to get back into shape in any kind of time period. It just takes absolutely ages. So I would say don't really overdo it. Keep it as it is here as well. I go 8 on the attack and I go 8 defensively. I go 8 on the players in the box, 3-3. Nice and easy, super simple. Don't really complicate it for yourself. Now I'm going to go into the instructions because this bit here, this is where it all changes, and it's super simple, but if you don't do these super simple things, it will all go wrong. I promise you, it will all suddenly go wrong. Now, both my strikers, stay central and stay forward. That's all I want from them. But the difference is, if you have a striker like this, who is slightly more pacey and very powerful at running, you can change him to getting behind. I wouldn't say go against doing that. That's actually a pretty strong thing to do. I'm someone who doesn't, because I like to trigger. I like to use my RB to bring them in and then fire them away with LB. I take my time on passes and stuff like that. But if you're someone who's very quick, you want to go, then I would say getting behind. You can do getting behind on both, but I think you never have an option. If any good defender will just step up or cover, an offside trap will kill you, anything like that, and then you're going to kind of panic in the middle of the pitch, you lose the ball, then you cry at me, the tactic don't work. No, you've tried to adjust it and it doesn't work. That's the key for it as well. Now, as I was saying before, wingers, stay wide. This is so important. So important. And you'll see situations, honestly, they'll be pinned way out. They'll be so far on the wings, and they're literally creating that real stretch, which means if somebody plays a narrow, any kind of narrow defensive against you, where they want to sit in, maybe on 35, 40, your width is going to kill them. Your players going to be right on the byline. It's going to be almost like attacking in a 4-2-4. If you do any of the RBXs, anything like that, if you've seen my TikTok before, you'll see it on there as well. That punch pass over the top and behind will absolutely kill people. I promise you, you need to be doing that as well, because it's absolutely ridiculous. Now, listen, you do need to get into the box for crosses, because you need to arrive at the back. You are planning to flood the box a little bit as well, which again, I'm going to show you something here which slightly changes it, but just to show you both sides getting behind. If you are really, again, somebody who likes to counter, likes to go quickly, again, you can go one of them or two of them on getting behind. But again, as I said before, I like to really control my players. I like to really choose when they go. Direct passing allows them to start already edging forward as well, so they're ready for that LB trigger, but also still enough so I can pull back the RB to make them come closer. Now, both my centre mids, stabilise attacking, cover centre until I'm chasing the game. Then one of them will come off that, usually Zidane, will come off that as well. Sometimes get forward if I'm really kind of struggling, but usually just like this and get into box of crosses, which means them cutbacks, because they're still ridiculously broken, if not more broken. When you lose a meta on EA or FIFA, they have a tendency to throw a new meta on there as well. So that's what I'll do here. I'd have cover centre, but still allow him to kind of go. But to start off with, you just want full control. These two are going to be so key to it, because I said, it's like a 4-2-4. If you start going up, you're going to be stuck in the middle. Not really particularly ideal. So have both of them sat just like that. It'll be absolutely perfect. I promise you that as well. And just remember, this is the flat 4-4-2 as well. If you do have them on the one where you do like 2 DMs instead, you can also do that as well. But just remember to make sure you have both of them set as deep line playmakers, so they keep getting on the ball, so they don't drift away. Now, here, stable whilst attacking. You can have them on overlap, but to be honest, you've got so much width, you don't need it. You can always just LB pass and kind of allow them to set back and then sprint in behind and get going. You don't always need to be kind of having them just trigger to go. Everyone else is step-wise attacking, and again, same on this side as well. I just have everyone so wide that I don't really find the need for an overlap, stuff like that. You can do if you choose to, but it's not necessary. Just trust me. Have faith. Use this formation. Use this tactic. Come for crosses, sweeper keeper, all that stuff as well. Use this. It seems super simple and super basic. I guarantee you some people have probably started to figure it out, but a lot of you, what you'll do is you overcomplicate it. The 4-4-2 is already, even in real football, it's the simplest formation to use. But if you overcomplicate it, it'll all go wrong. It's just simple, straightforward, and I promise you the chances you'll get, the flooding of the box, is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I have my team set up just like this. I'm potentially going to change him out for Frimpong, just go for a little bit more pace there as well. But if I'm honest with you, I have everything here I need as well. I have these two on this side because I will find that punch passing behind to one of these two on the passes. These are all comfortable on the ball. He will drive with the ball. Nice and easy. And I have two people that are comfortable defending. Even though his defending stats aren't high, with a shadow on him, I promise he defends ridiculously. Two kind of units in the middle that can cover themselves across the floor. And him here as well. I'm in love. I hate it because he's a Liverpool player. I'm a United fan and that's scummy. But yeah, let's not talk about it. He useless. Absolutely useless. But then every now and then he'll make one save and then I'm like, oh, I love him again. But no. Since the patch, he has been absolutely smelly. This man here is my absolute saviour. Don't be fooled by the 9. I quit 3 games of qualifying. That is actually what he's done in 6 games. So don't be fooled by that as well. I promise you, this man is unbelievable. But anyway, I'm going to do a review on him another time. I'm also going to show you the 4-3-3 because that's a ridiculously broken one this year as well. I use that a little bit as well. So I'll show you that tactic. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. That's it for me today. And I'll see you next time.